Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a Valentine's Day sort of like look, chit chat, getting ready with me video, and I'm just going to blab on camera about, I don't know what topic today is going to be about. Alright, so as you guys can see, barefaced. All I've got is a moisturizer, and I'm just going to start off first with some priming. Lately, I've been trying out this primer from The Ordinary, and this is the High Adherence Silicone Primer. This stuff is pretty good. I'm actually pretty surprised. I know this is quite inexpensive and it's just so good. So I'm just priming my skin first. I find that with certain primers you do need to let it sit on the skin for a little bit just so that it works even better. Alright, so I'm just going to use a concealer for an eyeshadow base. Ooh, and by the way guys, if you guys are new to my channel and you guys are interested in the name of the products, the shades and stuff, I'll list them down in the description box down below. Sometimes I just get carried away and just don't even remember to name the products. So yeah, just make sure you just check that out. I always fill the description box in every video that I do. Alright, so I just found this in my collection recently and I have not used this in so long. So this is the MAC Prep and Prime Translucent Finishing Powder. This is a new one. I'm just going to use this to set that concealer. Alright, so eyeshadow palette of choice is this one from Colourpop. This is the You Had Me at Hello palette. And if you guys have been following my Instagram, you guys have probably seen me post so many photos and so many videos already by now using this palette. I'm just really obsessed with it at the moment. And because it is a Valentine's Day sort of like look, that purple shade is calling my name and I feel like I need to use it in this look. So I'm just going to use that orangey shade. I think it's called Sparks Fly. I'm just going to use a big fluffy blending brush. Just going to go above my crease. This is going to serve as a bit of a transition color. Alright guys, so Valentine's Day is almost here. What do you guys think of Valentine's Day? I know some people are very vocal and very opinionated that it's just a manufactured holiday sort of thing, and that, you know, you don't need a holiday like that to express your love for someone. And I do agree, like you need to show love all year round. Like you shouldn't be just romantic and like loving and affectionate to your significant other just on Valentine's Day. But you know, I don't know, I feel like I'm one of those people that have fallen for the whole gimmick of Valentine's Day. I do appreciate it. I feel that for me, like I'm very affectionate towards my partner, and I feel that Valentine's Day is sort of like a reminder for me to be extra affectionate, if that makes sense. So for me, I don't really mind it because it, again, like I said, it just serves as a reminder for me to be extra affectionate, and you know, I love any excuse to go out on a date with my boyfriend. So that's my thoughts and opinions on that. Alright, just using the same blending brush, I'm going to grab that shade over there, and this one I believe is Fool's Rush. Just going to layer it on top of the orange. I feel like it's just going to give a little bit of dimension. Speaking of Valentine's Day, I mean, like for the longest time I never really had a Valentine's, like before my boyfriend. Obviously I had an ex-boyfriend, but I don't know, like Valentine's never really seemed as special with my ex when I was with him. Whereas with my boyfriend now, like I feel like Valentine's is actually something really special. I don't know, I'm just happy in my relationship. So I feel like any sort of like date I do with my boyfriend is just really nice. And I know that sounds very, very corny, but that's honestly how I feel. I remember before I met my boyfriend, whenever Valentine's Day would come around, I'd always get a little bit depressed. And yes, you don't need like I said, you don't need a hot manufactured holiday to be happy and, you know, be reminded that you're single or whatnot. But you know, it was just sort of like a little reminder for me that I was single, and you know, some of my friends were in relationships, and even some of my friends that were homosexual as well, also had significant others, and I was just like, why am I not in a relationship? What is wrong with me? We're just going to do a little bit more crease work. So going back into the palette, I'm going to be grabbing that beautiful purple shade. Alright, some of the things that I used to do on Valentine's Day to keep my mind off things was to hang out with friends. Honestly, that was like one of the best things I could have done. Just try and see which one of my friends was free. Like, you know, I'd ask my other single friends as well, but I'd also ask some of my friends that were in relationships that either their significant other was working during the day, or, you know, they didn't really care about the holiday and they just wanted to hang out with friends. So I approached them, seeing what they were doing on Valentine's Day, and that's honestly the #1 way I tried to keep myself busy and just my mind off Valentine's Day, just trying to hang out with friends. Alright, so I'm just going to take a bit of that concealer and I'm just going to do a bit of that cut crease sheet that I learned from Tanya. So just a little bit on the lid, try and look up, and then you can kind of guess where your lid should start. Like mine should go up to there. I'm just gonna add a bit more. I feel like I've just lost some of that definition. While we're on the topic about love, I did get a few questions about, like, now because, you know, gay marriage is legal in Australia and whatnot, would I get married and would I like to have kids? So I'm trying to concentrate. It's hard to concentrate and talk. I think I did answer whether or not I want to get married, and the answer is yes. I'd love to get married to my boyfriend. You know, I think it just needs to happen when we're both ready, both financially and emotionally. I don't think getting married should be something you rush into. That's just my personal preference. You know, I know that some people just get really lucky and you know, fall in love and they end up with that person for the rest of their lives. All right, going back into the palette, I'm going to be grabbing the shade Looksy. Just going to pop that on the outer corner. And I remember I was talking to some of my friends about like wedding venues and whatnot. I would like to get married by the beach, or on the beach. You know, I just want to have the view of the ocean. I think I've mentioned this in my vlogs before. I love the ocean. I grew up near the ocean, so the ocean holds a very special place in my heart. So I want to be near the ocean. Look, growing up in a city, I never really got to go out that often because mum and dad were busy and mum didn't really want me to go out too much in the sun. But going to the beach, like beach days, I remember were always the funnest for me. So I think I associate going to the water, like beach, sort of like salty water, I associate that with having so much fun. So I want that element at my wedding because, yeah, it's going to be a special day. So I want everything that's special to me to be there as well. And obviously I'm going to be inviting my family and my friends, but you know, I just wanted to be at the beach. Like, I don't know, I just like the beach. What age do I plan on getting married? Like I said, it just really depends on my boyfriend and I when we're both ready. But hopefully before, I don't know, before 35. I'd like to get married before 35. I feel like 35 I need to be thinking about something else, and that brings us to children. Do I want to have children? And the answer is yes. I would love to have children. Again, growing up I never thought getting married to a man, having a family was, you know, something unattainable. But now, because I live in Australia, gay marriage is legal, or same-sex marriage I should say is legal, and you know, adoptions and, you know, technology and having your own biological child when you're both of the same sex is now possible. Like, all that research is happening at the moment. Alright, so I'm going to move on to another eyeshadow palette. So this one is from Tarte. This is the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 3 eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be grabbing that sort of like, I don't know, pinky corally shade, and this one is Heat Wave. I'm just going to pop that onto the inner corner and a little bit onto the inner lid. I'm going back into the Colourpop eyeshadow palette. I'm going to grab that purpley shade again, and I'm going to be mixing it with that brown shade, and I'm just going to put that onto the outer corner, just a bit, just for a little bit of a smokiness. And I'm going to run it above the crease again. I just feel like I need a little bit more definition. I feel like I've lost a bit of that definition. All right, I feel like this look needs a wing, so I'm just going to be using this one from Bobbi Brown. This is the ink liner in, I think, a black is black. Okay, now it's time for lashes. Now I don't want to take too much away from the eyeshadow because it is so pretty. So I'm going to go for these lashes from Nikkia Joy. These are from the volume set. I am gravitating towards that middle set there. I have them the other way around, but I feel like this one is just going to add that little bit of elongation effect. Alright, so lashes are on. I'm just gonna let them just sit there before I put on some mascara. But now we're going to move on to the base, and I'm really excited about this. Alright, so I've got a bunch of new brushes from Manicare. These ones are like the toothbrush paddle type brushes. These are from the By Johnny collection, so that's what they look like. So this one's a face one, this is concealer, this is for contour. So that's what I'm going to be using them for. So before I do that, I'm just going to do some color correction on my 5 o'clock shadow. So again, I'm just going to be using the LA Girl Pro Orange sponge corrector. Alright, so for foundation I'm going to be using this one from Tarte. This is the Amazonian Clay Foundation. Now this one's a little bit too dark for me, but it's alright, we'll just blend. Alright, cool, so we're just going to take the big one. Again, this one is the foundation base one, so I'm just going to take the remaining foundation. I'm just going to use this to spread it out. Ooh, it's a bit of a learning curve. I don't actually know how to use brushes like this. Again, like I said, this is the first time I've ever used a brush like this, so I'm not really sure if I'm supposed to swirl it around like a buffing brush, or should I just like sweep it around like you would a normal foundation brush? I don't know. Alright, so I'm just going to use that concealer again, just underneath the eyes. And Manicare have also got a new makeup sponge. This is a pink one, and honestly this is a lot softer than the old sponge they had. Now it's starting to feel a little bit dry because I've been filming for quite some time, so I'm just going to use a little bit of hydration spray. I would have used the brush, but I just like using sponges for concealer. I just find that they work so much better. I always like to have a coffee while I'm filming so I can keep up my energy, because yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm a bit flat on camera, so a coffee is a good idea. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of cream contouring bronzing. So I've got this palette from Garbo and Kylie. So this one is the Instagirl Powder and Cream Contour Kit. Okay, that is very dark. That is hella dark. Alright. Ooh. Okay. Yup. This is very pigmented, like I just swirl it a couple of times in there and yeah. Okay, way too much product. I'm just gonna take the brush again. I'm just going to, oh yes, that is working. That's cleaning that up. Just gonna try and salvage this because this tutorial is slowly becoming a bit of a mess. Alright, so I'm going to again take some of that translucent powder and I'm just going to set my under eye. Now this is a finishing powder. I've been told there's a difference between finishing powders and setting powders, so I am just going to lightly dust this like this. I am going to do a little bit of cream contouring around the nose. This time I'm going to be very, very light with this. Like, that's it. Alright. I feel like that was a bit too much still. Ugh. Alright, let's try and blend this out with the brush. Noted, if you guys are going to be using this palette, make sure you use a light hand. Don't go ham on this. Alright, to set the rest of the face, I'm just going to be using this BYS pressed powder. This is the all day wear pressed powder in Sand Beige. Just going to try and set the inner corner, not so much the perimeter, because I do want to keep that shine from the cream contour. Going back into this palette, this time I'm going to be grabbing the powder blush. This one is called Vixen. I rarely wear blush these days, so this is something special for me. So I'm going to go back into the palette and I'm just going to do the same on the under eye, just a combination of that purple and that brown. Alright, so just to add a little bit more depth, I'm going to be using this eyeliner from MAC. This one is in Duck. This is one of their PowerPoint pencils. And I'm just going to go into the waterline, and I'm also going to go onto the lash line itself. Alright, time for mascara. I'm going to be using this one from Bourjois. So, what are you guys going to be doing for Valentine's Day? For those of you guys that are in relationships, are you guys going to go out, watch a movie? And for those of you guys that are single, are you guys just going to take my advice and just go hang out with friends, or are you guys going to hang out with family, do something? I'm not really sure what my partner and I are going to be doing this year for Valentine's Day. We're probably just going to watch a movie in gold class, because that's what we normally do for Valentine's Day. I don't really want to do anything too extravagant just because we are going to Japan in April, so we're kind of like just saving all our money for that. I don't even know what kind of movies are going to be out on Valentine's Day. I'm assuming there's going to be romantic ones because they always try and coincide with the holiday season. But if there's a superhero movie, definitely down for that. I mean, I pretty much only really like to watch superhero movies at the cinema, to be honest. Like, I feel like romantic movies and stuff like that, you can just wait for it to come out on Netflix, and that's it. I've never really been like, oh my god, I need to see this romantic movie, otherwise I'm just going to go crazy not knowing it's happening. You know. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to finally try this out. This is the Too Faced highlighter. Now this one is the Diamond Light Diamond Fire highlighter, and it's so cute. Like, alright, so this is the original packaging. Take it out, and it's just so cute. just looks like a princess gem. So I'm just taking a highlighting brush. Girl, look at that. Alright, so almost done. We're going to go onto the lips. I'm just going to be using Brown Sugar from Kylie, and I'm also going to be using MAC's Among the Fireflies. And to set my face, I'm just going to use this one from Gerard Cosmetics. This is the Slay All Day rose scented one. This is in collaboration with Nikkia Joy. Alright, so there you guys go. That is my purple, brown, romantic, smoky eye look paired with a brown lip. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to thumbs up the video if you guys did. And I hope you guys have a good Valentine's Day, whether or not you celebrate it or not. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!